Hi there, I'm Adam from CatBorg Studio. In this episode, we're gonna focus on enemy AI. Let's start our epic game development journey. Today, we embark on our journey with our very first zombie enemy. Together, we'll dive into creating its game object, laying the foundation for its existence. Next, we'll construct the basic framework of a state machine, enabling our enemy to adapt to various scenarios. While we are at it, we'll tackle some coding challenges, allowing our zombie to sense and react to the player character. Lastly, we'll seamlessly integrate NaveMesh to help our enemy navigate through the environment, dodging obstacles with ease. Let's bring this undead foe to life, one step at a time. Create a new capsule, name it Zombie, move it to first room, change its scale in X and Z axis for 0.8 so it will be able to fit into room doorways. Select player character and copy Y value of its position. Paste it to our zombie transform position. Go to Materials folder, select Player Material and duplicate it. Change its name for Enemy. Then drag drop it to the Mesh Renderer component of Zombie GameObject. Select Created Material and change base color for something red. Now, right-click on our zombie game object and add cube as its child. By using Rect tool, change size of cube so it will better fit our bin-shaped zombie. This cube later will allow us to track direction zombie is facing. Change cube game object name for eyes. Go to Scripts folder and add new script. Name it Zombie Controller and attach it to Zombie Game Object. Let's start editing by removing not used elements and adding our own comments to frame our script. During start void, we'll grab references to used components. During each frame of update void, we'll check conditions of zombie senses, then we'll choose state according to them. Finally, we will order zombie to act according to chosen state. So, we'll need some states. Let's add enum, zombie state, and add 4 states: idle, investigating, chasing, and fighting. Believe only one, which need to be described, is investigating. This state will occur when zombie will lose direct contact with player. So, zombie will check the last known position of player in order to again start chasing him. Now, let's frame order of adding variables to our script. There will be 3 initial categories: references, stats, and conditions. Time for adding 3 base stats. Serialized field, float, m_smell range, serialized field, float, m_vision range, and finally serialized field, float, m_vision angle. Now, let's focus on conditions. We'll need 4 of them, and we will set initial value of them for false. Serialized field bool m underscore player in smell ranged. Serialized field bool m underscore player in vision range. Serialized field bool m underscore player in vision angle. And finally, serialized field bool m underscore player in line of sight. Before we get back to Unity, let's add a private void OnDrawGizmos, which will allow us to present range of our zombie senses in Unity editor. Let's start by changing gizmos.color according to m underscore player in smell range. If value is true, color will be red. When false, color will be green. Same statement could be written like this. Now, let's add gizmos.drawWireSphere and feed it with transform.position as center and m underscore smell range as radius. Finally, let's add similar code lines for vision, so we'll have 2 separate wire spheres. Remember to turn on gizmos in Unity. Now, when we increase senses radius, we could see them in our scene view. Set smell radius for 2 and vision radius for 4. Moreover, as we can see, changing value of m underscore player in smell range or m underscore player in vision range is now presented by color change of our gizmos. Let's get back to our script. We'll now check by code that player is in senses range. We'll need some reference to player. Let's add serialized field transform m underscore player. Moreover, in order to prevent from collecting garbage in memory, let's declare 2 variables. Vector3 m underscore direction and float m underscore distance. Let's calculate direction to our player. Write m underscore direction equals m underscore player dot position minus transform dot position. Now, in order to get m underscore distance, write m underscore distance equal m underscore direction dot magnitude. So, in order to check value of m underscore player in smell range, we need to check that m underscore distance is smaller than m underscore smell range. Finally, value of m underscore player in vision range equals m underscore distance smaller than m underscore vision range. Get back to Unity to check how our script is working. Remember to assign reference to player transform before entering play mode. As we can see, Gizmos allowing us for quick visualization of condition values. Now, time to add some vision angle, so our zombie will not be able to see when player is behind it. Let's get back to our script and add float m_angle. Now write m_angle equals vector3.angle and feed it with m_direction and transform.forward. Keep in mind that transform.forward is represented by blue arrow attached to our zombie transform. Now, m_player in vision angle equals m_angle smaller by m_vision angle. Save script, get back to Unity, set vision angle value for 30 and enter play mode. As we can see, m_player in vision angle value is changed when we in front or sides of our zombie enemy. So, code working as expected. Now it's time for preventing zombie to see through walls. We will use some physics raycast for it. So, let's declare serialized field transform m_eyes, so we'll be able to assign reference to our zombie eyes. Now, by checking that physics.raycast originating from m_eyes.position going towards m_direction hit something, we could access some _hit info. Further, as we could access this _hit info, let's go through collider and by calling tryGetComponent, let's check did raycast actually manage to hit collider with attached player controller. If managed to hit, m_player in line of sight value equals true, else value equals false. Same code could be written easier like this. Now, let's get back to Unity editor, assign zombie eyes transform reference, and enter play mode. Great. As we can see by m_player in line of sight value, zombie is no longer able to see player through walls. Although our code seems to be working, there is no need for executing all of this performance expensive code each frame. So we will add few changes. Let's begin by understanding that not all of conditions need to be checked on every frame. For instance, if the zombie smells the player and is very close to the enemy, it won't need to check angles or line of sight. Therefore, we'll only check the next condition if the previous one was true. Although this type of code changes may seem usual at first, they will ultimately allow us to maintain a large number of enemies without a drop in performance in our zombie survival game. Let's get back to Unity editor, enter play mode and check our script. Seems working. Now let's jump back to script and update our OnDrawGizmos. So draft sphere of vision range will change color only if player is in the right angles and in line of sight. Get back to Unity, enter play mode, and check how gizmos are working now. Everything seems to be fine as expected, although we don't supposed to be smelled through all. So simply decrease smell range of our zombie. Before we continue, we need to fix one more issue. Current version of update void had some sort of fake memory which could cause some weird behaviors later. So we need to start each frame by setting value of our bool conditions to false. Let's put all of this in separate region. Now we could start working with selecting state by condition region. Before we deep dive into it, let's declare next variable. Add serialized field zombie state current state. During beginning of each frame, we will set its value to idle. Then, if player in smell range equals true, we will set current state to zombie state dot chasing. We will add similar line of code when player in vision range player in vision angle and player in line of sight equals true. Then also we'll write current state equals zombie state dot chasing. Now let's get back to Unity editor, hit play button, enter play mode and examine our zombie controller in the inspector window. As we can see now, zombie state is changing from idle to chasing as required conditions are met. Get back to zombie controller script and prepare next region. Inside, we'll build simple switch machine to act according to our current state. Let's add state for each of zombie state value. Currently, we'll focus only on chasing. Due to the fact that in our scene we had lots of walls, we'll use NaveMesh agent for moving our zombie. Let's declare next variable, type of NaveMesh agent, and name it NaveMesh agent. Now let's grab a reference for it during start void and add just one line of code. In our chasing case, let's write m_NaveMesh agent dot set destination and feed it with m_player dot position. Now, as we get back to Unity editor, we need to do few things before we enter play mode. Start by adding NaveMesh agent to our zombie game object. There is no need for changing any of its settings now. Now we need to prepare our scene. Let's get Navigation tab. Go to Window, AI, Navigation. Zoom out our camera. Select all of elements from environment GameObject except from ground and set them as static. Truly, we only need navigation static for this part. Now, hit Bake button on Navigation tab and observe magic. Blue areas represent walkable terrain. You could change agent radius if he is not allowed to go through doors. After each change, remember to hit Bake again. Now, as we enter play mode, we could finally see some cool result. Using NaveMesh agent is always such fun for me. Let's revisit our code and address my OCD by adding headers and rearranging the order of some variables to enhance organization. Okay, that's look much better. Finally, we had some enemy to play with. Moreover, we have tons of funny bugs, but most of them will be easy to fix. That's all in this episode. Let me know how do you like this content in the comments below, and see you in the next one.